Hi, I'm Penny. I'm 37. I was a heroin addict for 18 years. I spent about 10 years in prison. I always say 10 years because it rounds it off nicely, but it's probably a little bit longer. I spent more time in than out.
My name's Diana, I'm 37 and I'm from Birmingham. I started smoking cigarettes age of 13, and then as I got older I started smoking cannabis. Then I started sniffing coke, popping pills.
I had a really dysfunctional upbringing, hence drug taking from a really young age, like 9. I think I started smoking weed at like the age of 9. My stepdad was abusive in many different ways, hence the drug taking, to try and forget. And then when I was 11, I went into foster care. 37 different foster homes in the space of 2.5 years. I was a really angry kid.
Like when I got into my 20s, I met someone, I fell in love, but I didn't realise they was on drugs at the time I met them. Like by the time I found out, I was already in love. A few years after that, I started smoking crack and heroin, which had me for 12 years.
Being a heroin addict wasn't on the cards. I was never going to be a heroin addict because it was okay to smoke weed and take speed and pills and stuff, but to be a heroin addict was the lowest of the low.
You know, each time I tried to get clean, I'd end up back in the same cycle, going round and round. Come to a point where I thought enough was enough, and I needed something different. I wanted to change, and I knew I needed to sort myself out. I weren't getting any younger, and ultimately I would have ended up dying. So yeah, it was a case of sorting myself out.
When I was 14, I went to prison, and for a violent offence, and that's where I took heroin. It made me forget everything. It was like my best friend, if I'm honest. It also took everything. Friends, dignity, everything. And I got out of prison on the 22nd of March 2016. By the 15th of April, I was on a life support machine for 5.5 weeks since the scar. That's when I realised something's got to give. I had to learn to walk again. I had to learn to eat again.
I grew up in a close-knit family. My mum, my dad, my sisters, my brother. Yeah, I mean, I was lucky because my family's always been there for me, whereas some people, they, haven't been so lucky and have that, but my family's always supported me.
The cafe is amazing. I've worked in the Rising Cafe for 3 years. It's run by a charity called Battelle, who helps people in addiction, people that are homeless. You can get through the other side. If you just hold on and do this little few weeks of not sleeping, there's a chance to have a life. And I have a life. I enjoy my life. I wake up every morning. Do I wake up with a smile on my face? No, I wake up at 6:45 every morning. Who has a smile at that time in the morning? Do I enjoy my life? Yeah. I feel I have a purpose. I've learnt many things in Battelle. I make scones. I've learned how to be a barista. I am trusted on a till that hundreds of pounds go through. You build self-esteem, I think is a word I'm looking for, and you build character. I mean, when I first started at the front in the cafe, I wouldn't speak to a soul. I was really impressed. I got shown once a TripAdvisor, and I'm actually mentioned for being nice on TripAdvisor, whereas before it was not such a nice person, But then I came here and I saw all these people around me that were in the same boat as me, whether it be alcohol, drugs, whatever, and they've all changed their lives around. You definitely learn how to be around people. You learn how to live and work in a normal job environment. So people that do want to move on from Battelle have that foundation where they can go and get a job somewhere and know that they can do a 9 to 5 or whatever kind of work they want to do, that they can have normal conversations with people. It definitely builds you up for a life out of Battelle if that's what you want.
Been clean for 2 years now, so yeah. I'm not existing, I'm actually living. I've got a life now, Before it was just waking up in the morning, feeling sick, having to go out, get my drugs to make myself feel better. But now, I've actually got a life and it's a great life, so yeah.